Design, and this is Make and Take Tuesday. Today we're going to be playing with the brand new Amazing Paper Grace die of the month from Spellbinders. This is March 1st, 2022. So they release a brand new Amazing Paper Grace kit on the 1st of every month. So this is just a gorgeous piece. It's all these wonderful filigree bits, and I'm going to show you how I used it. It also comes with these little leaves, these little posies, so you can make the embellishments for your card as well. Because it's Make and Take Tuesday and I like to share new stuff with you, I'm going to be working with Graphic 45's Alice's Tea Party. I know this came out at the end of 2021, but I haven't had a chance to play with it yet. So I have the 8x8 paper pad, and I love the color palette, all these pinks and blues. They're really, this is almost like a blueberry blue. It's not a pastel blue. And these really, really pretty vintage pinks. So I have the 8x8. I have a chipboard sheet. I have the sticker sheet. And then I got the 12x12 patterns and solids because I like being able to use the matching solids on the back, and the patterns are really nice too. And then I also bought 2 sheets of the 12x12 images sheet because sometimes I like to have those. And I think I got ephemera cards, but I don't know. Yeah, I did. They're around here somewhere. Anyway, all right. So we're going to start with making the card base. And my focus this time is going to be on using the die and making the embellishments. So I've done a lot of work ahead. This is a 7 1/4 by 5 1/4 top fold card. So cut a 7 1/4 by 11 inch piece of paper and then score it at 2 5/8, 5 1/4, 5 3/4, and that will make your base. So it's going to look like this. And then you're going to line the insides with 7 1/8 by 2 3/8 inch liners cut from the patterns and solids. And then I've used some of the little cut aparts and stickers to dress those up. This little vintage spoon is held in with some little sticky dots. And then down here on the bottom, you're going to build a pocket. You're going to cut it to 8 inches by 2 1/2, and then score 1/2 inch on the sides and on the bottom. The pink mat below the floral paper is 7 by 5. And then I just cut a little 3/8 inch strip to line the spine up here. I scored in that spine because I knew I wanted to put a little spoon in there. And then I also used, and this is where I used this inside piece of the die, this frame piece, this inside piece, this little medallion and the little circle. And I did this to cut this pretty filigree background, and then I decorated it up with a sticker from the sticker sheet. And then on the inside, little pocket, lined it with some little papers, and of course it's a tea bag because it's a tea themed card. So this will stick in the pocket. And then I also found a piece of chocolate to go in the pocket. And then somewhere around here, yes, I also dressed up a little honey stick. So that goes on the inside. And then you can see the pocket serves as the break for the easel card. So now, for the front of the card, I cut a 6 7/8 by 4 7/8 inch piece of this floral. And then I matted it on a 7 by 5. And then I took this plaid. This is 6 7/8 by 3. And I matted this on a 6 7/8 by 3 1/4 inch piece of this soft pink. And then I stitched all the way around the edges on my sewing machine. So here's how I cut a shaker frame. This is cut out of a pearlized cardstock that's pretty heavy. I adhered my clear acrylic to the back side, and then 3 rows of 1/8 inch foam tape. So right in the center of this plaid panel, I took one of the 3 by 4 ephemera cards, and we want to get it centered and glued down. And this is going to be the scene from inside our shaker window. So get this glued down, and you want to make sure that the glue really goes all the way to the edges because you don't want your little sequins and stuff slipping back behind there. That's kind of a disaster. So now we're going to bring in a shaker mix. This is Cherries in Bloom. And I always like to, I'll just show you what I do. If it's been sitting a while on my shelf, I shake it up a bit just to remix. And you can see how some of the beads and things have come to the top. So I'm going to put a nice handful of these in here. And maybe just a little bit more. I like this one because it has the shaped sequins, it has the buttons, it has beads, it has these sweet little flowers, so that looks pretty good. Gather these all up and get them in there. And then I had just a few, I want to put in just a few of these darker beads, just for, these are also Buttons Galore and More, and these are called, well, no, I put these in a different bottle from what they were in. But anyway, you can get these seed beads. Go to Seed Beads. And then I also have some little pearls. I just want to put a few of these in there. So once you've got everything piled up, and I know that looks like a hot mess right now, but just hang with me. And I tried something new with my shaker card. A lot of you had commented that you don't like the way the sequins get stuck to the inside edge. So I took a little Swiffer cloth and just went gently around the inside edge before I glue this down. So I'm just trying to line this up so that we're even and straight, which is hard to do without putting my head in the middle of everything. And now you just really want to seal this down very, very well. And look how sweet that is. I just love that. So to go with our little Alice theme, this is Reneabouquets Printed Beautiful board. And this is her Alice in Wonderland line. And I'm just going to take a couple of tabs, foam tabs. Oops. Easier said than done. Okay, there we go. So he's going to go right here. See, time for tea. There we go. And I did put a little bit of hot glue on the back of those tabs. All right, let me move all this out of the way, and I'm going to come in and we're going to make our flowers together. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Here's, I'll show you this one and maybe another, but I cut up a whole bunch of these. Bring them in. And you can see some of them I cut up from little tiny scraps. I love little flowers like this because you can use itty bitty scraps. Some of them I cut up from the scraps of the pearlized paper. And I sprayed these plain ones with a blue chalkboard spray. And the pink ones I sprayed with a color called Vintage Pink. These I just made my own mist by mixing up mica powder with water in a Tim Holtz spritzer. And so that's these. And then the leaves I sprayed with a chalkboard green. So I'm just going to show you very quickly how I shape these. I use the Heartfelt Deluxe Flower Shaping Kit, and I like this because it has pretty much everything you need inside. There's this piercing pad. You get the stylus and all these different ball points. You get a quilling tool. So I'm just going to set this here beside me. I like to do layers of my foam because I find I get better shaping. And then this is the golf tool shaping set that you can also get some from Heartfelt Creations. And I'll show you how I like to use these. I don't know if you can see this on the camera, but there's these little grooves in these little golf shaped ends. And you press them in and you pull toward the center. And it actually leaves an indentation in the petal, which makes it look very realistic. So I'll do some in one direction, and then I'll flip, and I'll do some in the other direction. And let me see. Let's do this one. So I'm just starting at the tip and pulling toward the center. And then I come in with my stylus and I just kind of round it out a little bit. So now I've got 2 of these. I'm going to take a little bit of my adhesive. I'm going to put it in the center like this. And I'm going to stagger the petals. And put this one on top of it. And then just come in and press it in place. Get it turned the way I like it. And I would use hot glue, except that I want to be able to come back. Okay. So this is a little piercing tool. You can see it's really sharp on the end. I'm just going to pick this up. I'm going to come over here to my piercing pad. And I'm going to run this up, just kind of gently twisting and pushing to make a hole in the center. And then these are Heartfelt Creations Bridal Bouquet Stamens. These are so pretty. These have a little glitter on them. I'm just gathering these together. I'm folding them in half. And then I'm going to thread them through this little hole, which sometimes you have to make the hole a little bigger. Some people use a paper punch. But these are so tiny. All right, we should be able to get these through there now with no problem. All right, so I got those through. There we go. Very sweet. And then what I like to do is just come back in, fluff my petals a little bit. You can actually shape with your fingers too when they're this tiny. But we just want them to look kind of lifelike. There. I like that. All right. Now I'm going to come in with my hot glue gun. And I'm just going to run a little layer of glue around that, and I'm going to set it upside down to dry. So let's do one more of these. And these are still slightly damp from having been sprayed, which I like because 2 things. It's a little easier to shape them. And then when they dry, they actually hold their shape. So I'm just doing the same thing, and I'm being kind of gentle because this is the lighter paper. I was a little more firm with the other, but look how cute that is. Let's get another plaid one in here. So you get the idea of how to do these. Because this is so wet, I'm actually going to let these just set and dry before I do the final step. And I'll just show you this other little shaped one, how cute these are to make. So for leaves, leaves are really fun. I go to the back and I go right down the center. And then just let those dry. So I'm going to go ahead and finish the rest of these. Okay, so I've done all my flowers and added my stamens. I want to show you how to make these little clusters. So I've left the long pieces of the stamen on the bottom, and this is just a piece of jewelry or crafting wire. And I'm just wrapping this around the base of my flowers a couple of times, just to kind of hold them together. I'm going to twist this. Take my scissors and cut. And then I'm going to bring in a few of my leaves. And I'm going to put glue. And then just put that leaf into the glue like that. And come along beside it. And do another one. And then maybe over here, just one. So we've made these cute little floral clusters. I like those quite a lot. I'm going to add another leaf to each of these. So I just go on the back of the petal and then just stick the leaf into the hot glue. And that seems to work pretty well. A little glue web going on there. So this one, I think I'll put the third one right here. Yeah, that's pretty. And I'll come back and get all those glue webs off after everything has had a chance to dry. That one has 3. It's 3. This one needs one more. All right. That's cute. So I'm going to let those set up just a little bit, and we'll add some other embellishments. Okay, so I think I want my little clusters in the 4 corners. I like the way that looks. So I'm just going to add some hot glue on these stems and kind of set them in place and just hold them there a sec so that they can grab on. Then I tied a couple of bows with this coral rose houndstooth. I find this coral rose shade from Really Reasonable Ribbon is an excellent match for Graphic 45 pinks. It's just it just works. A lot of pinks don't work with Graphic 45, but this one does. This looks so springy. This could be a really cute Easter card, as well as a birthday card or just any kind of card. So sweet. There we go. Then I put these teacups, these make me laugh, these little teacups and a little teapot. And I kind of wanted to add these to the mix. So I think what I'll do, I'm just going to take a piece of this iridescent string. Ideally, I would have added these on before I put that bow down, but I was distracted. All right. So say I just looped that through there. And I want them on this top corner. This is not ideal, but it's going to work. So I just strung this through. I've got my little, make sure my teapot shows here. There we go. I'm just going to go in underneath, tie a nice knot. All right, I think we'll be okay there. There, that worked. There's our little teacups and our little teapot. Sorry guys, I get tickled. So I'm going to show you, I had a brainstorm, and I know that looks bad, but when it's done, you're going to go, oh yeah, you did the right thing. So I'm going to bring in my glue, and I'm going to go about a ½ inch and I want to make sure I have plenty of adhesive there. I'm going to bring in my card front, line it up so that it's even. And then just press that down. Okay, so here's how our card sits. I have these gorgeous, look how these come, you guys. This is also Reneabouquets. I just, wow, right? Fantastic. So I'm going to take my hot glue, put it on in the center on the back, and I'm just going to lay this like this so that it kind of actually acts as part of the stopper for this. And then I'm going to take our little tea party tag. I'm going to tuck it in just like that, kind of at an angle. And that finishes our card. I think this is so sweet. Of course, it folds down like this. A lot of you ask me, how do you mail these? Well, guys, here's the thing. A card like this is the gift. So you kind of just have to grit your teeth and pay the extra postage and consider it as part of the price of the gift. So I wrap them in tissue paper and I put them in bubble mailers. And this is probably going to cost between $3 and $4 to ship. But you just have to look at it that it's part of the price of the gift. You know, like, just like if you did wrapping paper, you would have to buy wrapping paper and a bow. Well, here what you've done is, you know, you've added all these embellishments and you just know it's going to cost you between $3 and $4 to ship. And that's just the name of that tune for a dimensional card like this. But it's a gift. Look, you've got chocolate, you've got a vintage spoon, you've got a honey stick, you've got a tea bag, you've got this. I mean, this is beautiful. So it makes a great, great gift. And then it also doubles as home decor because it can sit out, you know, as part of your spring decorations. So really, I think it's a pretty good deal. All right, guys, that's it for me, Kathy Clement, Kathy by Design, Make and Take Tuesday. So go get your craft on and I'll get mine on too. See you on Thursday. Bye.